Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I achieved this beautiful, neat gel manicure look on my own nails. We're going to do a fill today. So let's get started. Currently on my nails I've got a gel and acrylic mix, almost like a dip combination, and it's about a week or two grown out. As you can see, there's quite a big gap there at the back. So what I'm going to use today is I'm going to use an LED lamp. You can also use a UV lamp, but it might just take a little bit longer to cure. I'm also going to need some sanitizer, a dusting brush, cuticle pusher, some cuticle nippers, some files. These are used, but it would be preferred to have new ones, a buffer, some acetone. Then for the product I'm going to use some primer, base coat, and some acrylic powder. I'm just going to use some clear acrylic powder, and then also the desired color. I chose this beautiful light lilac purple color. I'm also going to use top coat and cuticle oils, and then also just some hand towels just for in case. So let's get started. So first things first is sanitize my hands. I'm also going to do this with all of my tools that I'm going to use. It's very important to sanitize. And then I'm just using that cuticle pusher to push back the cuticles just to make sure there's no dead skin that's grown up on my nails. This would cause lifting. Then I'm going to take my file and I'm just going to file down that hump at the back that is grown out just to make it flush with my natural nail. As you can see there, it's nice and flush and even and there's no hump. And then I'm also just going to use my file to neaten up the free edge, get the desired shape and length that I want, and also make sure there's no shiny spots. I file down most of the bulk. We don't want the nails to get bulky. And then as you can see there, it's nice and flat and neat. Then I'm going to do this with all of my nails and use the duster brush with some sanitizer just to get rid of all the dust and the oils. And then I'm also going to use my cuticle cutter just to cut away some of the dead skin around my nails. Please don't do this if you've got skin that isn't dead. Don't go too harsh, it's not needed, just a little bit to clean up if there's a lot of dead skin. And as you can see here, all of our nails are prepped and we are ready for the product application. So I'm going to start by using my primer. We're going to do 2 coats of this, 1 coat now and then 1 coat just before we apply our product. The first coat is just to dry out the nail, make sure there's no bacteria or oils on the nail, and then the second coat we're going to use just to promote adhesion just before applying the product. So then I'm going to grab my acrylic and my gel base coat, and I'm just going to prop my hand up on a little acrylic container. There we go, second layer of the primer, making sure I'm putting it all over the nail. And then I'm going to grab my base coat and I'm going to put on a generous amount, making sure I'm trying to get as close as possible to the cuticles without touching the cuticles, and also cleaning up the sides. Then I'm going to use my acrylic powder and just slowly sprinkle and dust it over the wet gel. And just make sure I cover everything. I try to do only like 2 or 3 nails at a time. This just helps so that when I apply my gel it doesn't flood all the way into the cuticles. So if you've got the hang of it, you can do a few nails at a time. If you're struggling, just do 1 nail at a time. Gel, acrylic, gel, acrylic. And here I'm just continuing by applying the gel base coat and then dusting it with some acrylic. And then if you've done this with all of your nails, it goes into the lamp for 60 to 90 seconds. Then you can repeat this step until you've got the desired thickness and strength and layers that you want. And then I just used some of the base coat on its own, applied 1 thin layer and just cured it for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to leave on that sticky coat after it has cured And now I'm going to apply on my color. I'm using this beautiful color from Gillette called Monte Rosa. And now I'm just applying it, making sure I'm getting as close as possible to the cuticle, covering the entire nail. And if it gets a little bit messy or it gets on the cuticle, I'm just going to use some acetone to clean it up. And I'm making sure to keep these layers very thin and building up the coverage with thin layers at a time. And then after I've applied all my nails and I'm happy with the application, I'm going to go ahead and put that into the lamp for another 60 seconds. So then after the first layer, I just use my files and my buffer just to make sure that there are no spots that are sticking out or bumps, just making sure I buff that and keep it nice and neat and flat. And then I'm going in with my second layer, and then here you can build up as many layers as you want. If it's a sheer color, you can maybe do 3 to 4 layers. For this color, I only needed 2 layers. And then it goes into the lamp for another 60 seconds. Then I'm going to grab my non-wipe top coat and I'm going to apply this in very thin layers, making sure that I apply it from the cuticle all the way to the free edge, covering the entire nail and also making sure I'm sealing the ends of the nails, the free edges. This will make sure that your gel doesn't chip. And then that goes into the lamp for 60 to 90 seconds. After my top coat has cured, I'm just using my buffer just to make sure there are no sharp ends that is going to tear, but I'm also making sure not to buff or file too much because that would break the seal, so only a little bit here and there. And then I'm using my cuticle oil, just applying it to the cuticles. This will make sure that your manicure lasts a lot longer, because if your cuticles are dry, this will cause your gel to lift. So make sure you keep those cuticles nice and hydrated. So there you can see first hand is done, the cuticle oil is nice and massaged in, and you can see it looks very neat and the coverage is good. So let's move on to the second hand. And there you go, there is the final product, both hands done. And I loved how this turned out. It's always quite complicated doing your own nails, but trust me, practice makes perfect and you'll get the hang of it. So please let me know if you guys would like to see more tutorials like this. I do my nails quite often, so it would be a lot of fun for me to film more videos like this. So please let me know and like this video, hit the subscribe, and we are all done. I will see you guys next time.